Hello Year 3, welcome to lesson 3 of your online art learning this year. Hope you're all well and safe at home. Now I'm going to start by telling you what we're learning to do in this lesson. So I'm going to make myself small in the corner, here I go, and we're going to look at our learning page, and at the top, as always, it tells us what your topic is, which is ocean art. And then underneath is our learning objective, which says, today we are learning to create a seascape painting using tints, shades and tones. We will create the sky, the sunset, the sea and add details. Now, last week we talked about what tints, shades and tones were. Can you remember? Can you stop the video now and tell someone at home what tints, shades and tones are? I wonder if you can remember. Stop the video and try it. But let's go over it now. So if we look at our keywords page here, it says a tone is the lightness or darkness of a colour. And if we have a look at this slide, if you remember, these are all tones of blue. They are all blue, but they are all slightly different. So a tone is a different lightness or darkness of a colour. Then we talked about what a tint is. A tint is when you have a colour and you add a little bit of white with that colour to produce different tints. So colour plus white equals tints. Okay? Then we talked about what a shade was, and we said a shade was a colour plus black, and that made a shade. So a colour plus black equals a shade. Okay? And if you remember last week you had a go at making different tones, tints and shades of blue. This week, if I turn back to our learning slide, this week you're going to practice using tints, shades and tones by making a seascape. Do you know what a seascape is? Could you tell someone at home what a seascape is and stop the recording to do that? If not, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you what a seascape is. A seascape just means a view of the sea. And here we have two different seascapes. Now, the reason why we're going to, I'll show you some more actually. The reason why we're going to make a seascape is that they are brilliant for showing different tones, tints and shades. If you have a look at this first picture, at the top you can see a really dark blue. Then the blue gradually gets lighter and lighter and even lighter, so it's almost white. And then it starts to turn yellow, very, very light yellow, and it gets darker and darker and darker until it turns orange and then red. Okay? This is a beautiful example of how we can use tints, tones and shades. This is a photograph, but in painting we can use this to make tints, tones and shades. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a seascape, our own view of the sea, which looks a little bit like this. And you can see that I've started off by using different shades. I then started to use different tints. And then I've done the same using red and white and also a bit of yellow. Okay, so this is our practice of creating tints. Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly how to go about doing that in the next video. But before I go, I just want to talk to you about two other words. The first one is blend. Blend means when you mix two colours together when they're wet, and gradually the colour changes. So here, when we paint, we're going to blend two colours together so that the colour gradually changes. So we say that we are blending the paints together. The other word that I want to talk to you about is horizon. The horizon is the line where the sea and sky meet. And if we have a look at this picture, you can clearly see that line between the sea and the sky. So that's called the horizon. I've just remembered there's one other thing I want to talk to you about before you go on to the next video, and that is that if you look at these pictures, they are split roughly into 3 colour sections. So we've got red at the top there, then we've got a strip of yellow, and then we've got a strip of blue. And that order of 3 strips is going to help us when we go to make our seascape. Okay, bye for now. I will see you in the next video where I show you how to do the learning task. Bye, Year 3.